Hello, good morning, and welcome to our webinar. I'm delighted that so many people have taken time out of their busy schedule this morning to join us here. We'll keep this relatively straightforward and short. Just a few intros, talk about and refresh on the small benefit scheme and how it applies this year in particular, tax savings and revenue reporting, and then a little bit about how AllGo Mastercard can help businesses in Ireland take full advantage of the €1,500 small benefit scheme. So without further ado, let me just introduce ourselves here. Gary Purcell is my name. I'm the CEO of AllGo Mastercard, and I'm joined this morning by my colleague Shane.
Good morning.
Hi Shane. Operations manager with AllGo Mastercard. And as you can imagine, we're sort of gearing up now for the end of year rush and trying to make all the preparations we can for a smooth end of financial year season so we can give as much good service as we can to our client base. So what we're going to cover today, quick introduction, like I said, small benefit scheme 2025, a few slides on that. Tax savings and revenue reporting, very important. And then a little bit about the AllGo Mastercard gift card, the product that we sell in this area, and both the physical and digital versions of it and how they both work and what the differences are. And we will have that done within about 35 minutes, and then we'll be opening the floor to all the participants for a Q&A. So any questions you have, you'll be able to just use the Q&A function on the Zoom webinar functionality there as well. And we'll have a few polls that we launch in between times as well. So to get started, quick introduction. Like I said, AllGo Mastercard, it's one of the leading B2B gift cards for rewarding employees in Ireland on the small benefit scheme. We launched the card in 2016, so this is going to be actually our 10th year of operation in terms of the peak end of year season. We're based in Dublin. We will have 40 employees here in our office at year end to deal with the volume of orders that come through. We're a guaranteed Irish company, fully owned and operated in Ireland. We serve about 10,000 gift card clients, so business clients in Ireland each year with for the small benefit scheme. And we also have a number of sister brands. Amplify Recognition is quite an interesting one. It's a points-based app and a points-based recognition tool online that companies are using to reward their staff throughout the year with points that can then get converted into a tax-free gift card at the end of the year. So making the whole process more impactful and more efficient as well. So if you want to hear any more about that, feel free to reach out and contact us at any stage or visit our website, amplifyrecognition.com. We also run a gifting website as well, our original business that we set up back in the day, allgifts.ie, and that sells instant vouchers, multi-retailer vouchers, to consumers and small businesses, and has some speciality applications as well. So that's us. So I just want to very quickly get people involved here and launch a poll with how much are you planning on spending this year on the small benefit scheme, or in fact, if you're going to use a small benefit at all. So if you wouldn't mind answering this really quick question, how much are you planning to give staff on average this year? I know companies will give different amounts to different employees based on various criteria. That's fine. But just curious to know on average, what do you think you're going to spend this year, given that the small benefit limits have gone up as well since the start of the year. So there's a lot of answers coming in here, and we'll share, of course, this poll and all the other information afterwards. Some people not sure, 10% of people not sure. But any more takers? No, cool. Okay, we'll end the poll there and share the results. So you can see this here. So 22%, sorry, 30% of companies, the highest percentage are going to award somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500, which is great. 1,500 on the button, which is the maximum amount, is 23%. And then the next most popular is between the 100 and 500 mark. So a lot of companies using the increased limits this year, and of over €1,000, but then a good number as well, just on 100, between 100 and 500. So that's really interesting. Okay, so small benefit. Let's get into it. Just to give you an intro, you might know this, but things have changed since last year, and you'll be amazed how many people just need a quick refresh this time of year as to what the rules of the scheme are all about. So right now, from the 1st of January this year, companies in Ireland, or employers, they don't have to be a company, employers in Ireland can give a maximum of 5 gift cards per year to each employee, up to a combined total of €1,500, and it's tax-free. And what we mean by tax-free is that there is no income tax or no BIK liability for the employee. So completely tax-free there. No universal social charge, no PRSI, no PAYE. And for the employer, there's no employer PRSI as well. So there's significant tax savings, especially for employees at the higher marginal tax rate. But across the board, there are savings. And it's an increased amount. So these tax savings are quite significant. You're not allowed to give cash. This can't be done through payroll. It has to be given in a non-cash format, and in a format that can't be easily converted into cash. What that normally means is a gift card. That's really what it boils down to. Although you are free as an employer to give any sort of reward you like. Could be a hamper, could be a product, could be anything, could be a holiday, could be anything you want it to be. But most employers in Ireland now use gift cards, especially those gift cards which give a choice to the employee of where they can be spent. You can't do salary sacrifice, so it's important you can't reduce somebody's salary in a particular month and give them a tax-free gift card instead. That's not allowed. And then since 2024, so since last year, small benefit tax-free gift cards are subject to enhanced revenue reporting, and I'll go into the intricacies of that a little bit later on. But that's important to note as well. So just a few quick stats for you. This is quite a large scheme in Ireland for a small country, and this is a scheme that doesn't really exist in this format anywhere else. So there's 100,000 businesses every year availing of the small benefit scheme. It's a huge number. About 1.5 million employees will receive a tax-free gift card this year from their company on the small benefit scheme, and the spend from Irish companies will be about 1.1 billion. So quite significant. And from that, the total tax saving will be of the order of 500 million to 600 million overall between employers and employees. So this is a big scheme, very widespread use across Ireland. And in the last few years, especially with the cost of living crisis, has really actually, we've seen a large increase in both the number of companies and the amount of money that's been spent on the small benefit scheme. So tax savings and revenue reporting. So firstly, tax savings. What is it you'll save on this? Well, if you have employees that are on the lower rate of pay, the lower rate of tax, so say somebody on 20,000, 30,000, depending on their own personal circumstances, of 134. So the very least you'll save in tax is 525 for people on the lowest rate of tax if you give them €1,500. So that is not a grossed up figure. So you'll see other figures which says, you'll save over 1,000. And if you want to gross this up, that's fine. But we're just saying, look, if you give €500, €1,500 as a gift card to an employee and on the lower rate of pay, you'll save 525 euro in tax, as opposed to giving €1,500 through the payroll. Now, for employees on the higher rate of pay, that goes up to a total of €949. So broken down between €782 saving for the employee in taxes and 167 for employer PRSI as well. So that's €1,000 in savings, again, not grossed up. So very significant. In terms of the size of the company, so if you've got a company with, let's say 5 employees, your total tax saving, if you're giving the maximum of €1,500 to your 5 employees, will be €4,744 in total between what the employee will save and what the employer will save in tax, right up to 95,000 if you have 100 employees and you're giving the maximum. So very significant savings overall. This is a scheme that's embedded now in the Irish employee landscape, and you can see the numbers. The reason why in terms of the amount of money that can be saved. Now, enhanced revenue reporting. So since the start, so up to the 1st of January 2024, you could just give a gift card to employees and there was no reporting required whatsoever, neither on the side of the employee or the employer. That changed with the introduction of enhanced revenue reporting on the 1st of January 2024. And so small benefit scheme has been incorporated into ERR in the same way as travel and subsistence and remote working allowance. So these are payments that are given to employees that now have to be reported to revenue just for reporting purposes, not to calculate any tax. So currently, an ERR return needs to be submitted to revenue before the employee receives the gift card. And this is causing a little bit of, quite a significant bit of issue in terms of how that is actually done in reality. But currently, and we are hoping this will change in the budget coming up next month. But at the moment, if you have 5 employees or 10 employees and you want to give them a gift card on the small benefit scheme, you actually, strictly speaking, need to report that into revenue prior to the gift card being actually given to the employee, prior to the date of the benefit being handed over. Now, in reality, not talking about it out of school, but most companies are not doing that because the burden is just way too much. So most companies are actually giving the gift card, and in the same month they're reporting it through their payroll software or directly onto the revenue ROS portal and reporting it that way. Revenue are not really taking a firm line either way on this particular requirement. And like I said, there's a lobby and a lot of pressure being brought to bear to change this in the budget so that you can give gift cards tax-free to your employees and then just report it in the next reporting cycle at the end of the month through payroll or within a specified time. And that would cut down an awful lot on the admin burden that has come in since the start of January 2024. So we're all hoping that that's what's going to happen, and then this will be an easier scheme for HR departments and for payroll to administer. And it used to be so simple that there was no returns. So let's watch this space. But in any case, you give a gift card to your employee, you do need to make a return either through ROS or through your payroll software, and it contains the name and it contains the PPS number, the employee ID, and the date of the benefit and the value of the benefit, the value of the gift card that you're giving. Revenue takes that. What they do with it at the moment, nothing. But they have that data now. They know who's getting rewarded and what employers are rewarding their employees. So that's enhanced revenue reporting. Now onto the AllGo Mastercard gift card. So we have a product where you can avail, obviously, the small benefit scheme. This is approved by revenue, and the big advantage with this Mastercard gift card is that you can spend it anywhere that accepts Mastercard. So that means supermarkets, cafes. You can spend it on your travel. You can spend it abroad. You can spend it online. So you can spend it everywhere. You can't take cash out from an ATM, but because of the flexibility where you can spend this gift card, it's becoming a very popular choice on the small benefit scheme. And employees do generally like to have more choice rather than less choice. And that's why Mastercard gift cards in particular are becoming very popular in Ireland. Now I'm going to hand you over to my colleague Shane, and he's going to go through a little bit more about the small benefit scheme and our Mastercard product in particular.
Thanks, Gary. So what we'll go through now, again, as Gary said, we'll go through just kind of, it's a universal gift card, as in it can be spent anywhere that Mastercard use, online, in the store, or abroad. 110 million merchants worldwide. As opposed to that, as Gary said, it's you can't use it in an ATM. It's a single load card, meaning that it can't be topped up or anything like that. So it is a one pay card. There's two formats. There's a physical and then there's a digital. What I'll go through next after this is I'll break it down into a physical point and then into a digital point as well. So for physical cards, each card is delivered in a DL envelope to employers with a name on the envelope in the display window. It's the actual value of the card is printed within the card in the card holder itself. To order these, you have to go onto our website, onto allgogiftcard.com, to upload a spreadsheet. You just go into the order portions in the top right-hand corner of our website. There are a couple branding options for these. So personalized messaging on the card carrier. Of course, there's a branded greeting card as well that you can get for all employees. For delivery, there's a bulk delivery. That's basically saying that we will deliver the entire bulk delivery to your location of your business, individual delivery to employees' home addresses, and there is the option for the order portal where each employee can log in and order the cards for themselves there. For digital, digital offers kind of easy distribution through emails, as in rather than it being delivered directly to the company, it can be delivered as an email to each recipient or member of the team. This can be uploaded onto your Google Wallet, Apple Pay, Google Pay, anything like that, and there's no need for a mobile. Ordering again is the same. Everything must go through our website. Again, it's in the top right-hand corner of the website where you can just go to our order form. Branded options, you can have a personalized message, including the card email on a branded card email. Digital Plus cards are emailed directly to each individual recipient or member of the team. In terms of our lead times, it can take up to 6 business days for a standard order, 4 business days for an express order. Now, sorry, with these things, they're not guaranteed in terms of our lead times. Once payment is received, that's when it goes into the process then. So once the order has been placed, the invoice has been sent, and then invoice is paid, funds are received, and then the cards are loaded by our team. They're then dispatched and then delivered to whichever delivery option you've decided to. There can be delays, and that goes down to terms of your if there's payment delay, if the order has to be changed, or anything like that. There are delays in these things. For digital cards, standard order can go to 4 business days, express for 3. And again, it goes through the same process there. The only difference being that the kind of end period with the delivery, rather than it being delivered to an actual physical address, it's emailed to your team members. So as I said, the longer lead times, they may not be guaranteed, just in terms of, if you're not passing our security checks, which every member or every client has to go through, if there's a change in the order, if there's a delay in the invoice payment, or if it's paid into an incorrect IBAN or anything like that. During our red zone period between December 10th and 24th, those lead times can be a bit longer just because we're in our peak period there, but we do extend them out and work additional days as well. And then our business days are Monday to Friday, excluding bank holidays. In terms of costs, for our physical cards, €5 per card up to a cost of about 5,000. As you can see here, for up to a cost of 10,000, €3 per card up to a cost of 20,000, €2 per card up to a cost of 100,000, and then €1 up to a cost of 200,000 on our total order. There is no cost for anything over 200,000 and €1. And then it's a similar cost kind of going over to our digital cards, just being that it's €6 per card, slightly higher. For a physical delivery, we do bulk delivery, so 15 per order of cards up to 100 cards, 25 per order over 100 cards, and then 35 per order in the EU. Individual deliveries are $3.50 per card. Minimum order for those are about 10 cards. And then our order portal itself, again, this is where the employees can order for themselves. It is $3.50 per card with a minimum order of 50 cards. For our digital options, there's a €0 charge on the individual delivery by email. Great. And then our optional add-ons is just something else that you can get for your employees. For a physical card, it's an express order for personalized messaging, company logos, greeting cards, and a branded card carrier, as I said before. There are slightly costs to this. And then for our digital plus cards, express orders, personalized messaging, and then a branded email as well.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Shane. I see some typos that I've made in those previous slides, so excuse that. But I think the bottom line is the digital card costs €1 more than the physical card, and there's a sliding scale based on the size of your order. Physical from €5 down to 0, and digital from €6 down to 1. So just keep that in mind. And then you've got optional add-ons as well, but only if you want. So just going to do another really quick poll here to ask what format you're thinking of maybe ordering this year, physical or digital. So be interesting just to see, traditionally physical was a lot more popular. Digital is becoming a little bit more popular now. So just interesting to see what people on this webinar today are saying. And yeah, some good results coming in. A lot of people doing a mixture of both. So that's interesting. Let me just share the results here. So yeah, physical cards still the most popular at just over 50%. Digital cards up to 27%. People say they're order digital, but interestingly enough, mixture of both is at 20%. So, and of course you could do that. You could split your order. To order physical or digital cards, you do it on our website, but you need to upload a spreadsheet of the recipients. So obviously for the digital version, it's got name, amount, and email address, and for physical cards, it's just got your first name, last name, and the amount. But but you can actually just upload two separate orders in effect, one for digital, one for physical, with a different set of employees that you want to send the gift cards to, and that's no problem at all. And it's interesting that 20% of the companies here today are looking at that mix option, which is interesting to me. Okay. So then I just want to quickly mention the allgogiftcard.com. So this is our website, and it serves a few functions. Firstly, if you want to find out any information about either ordering or using or any issues you might have, allgogiftcard.com is the place to go. We've actually been working hard on an AI chatbot now, which can answer an amazing amount of questions straight off the homepage without having to go and search too much. So by all means, take advantage of that for any questions you might have on the gift card, the different versions, the ordering, activation, spending, or the small benefit. It has a lot of information there. Also, to order, you go on to allgogiftcard.com. And the order now button is at the top. There's one order form for digital and one for physical. So by all means, use that to place your orders. And you can do that all in self-service. You'll upload your order and you'll receive an invoice same day or within 24 hours, depending on how near to Christmas it is. The website also has a lot of information about activation. So when you receive your physical card, when you receive your digital card, how do you go about activating it? There's two different ways. All the information on that is there. And then if there's any follow-up queries or issues for people to do with spending either digital or physical, or any issues people might have with the digital app or with the physical portal, where you can activate your physical card and also keep track of your spend and your transactions, then you can contact us through the website and we'll be happy to help you out. So allgogiftcard.com, that's really the starting point for anybody that wants to find out more information after today. Now, we will, of course, be sending out the recording of this webinar to everybody that's registered, and we'll also be sending out links to some resources that you can use afterwards, and the presentation itself. So, but for now, what we'll do is open up the Q&A and see if we can answer some of these questions. So in no particular order, I'm just going to go through this very quickly. Use the Q&A button if you want to add in more of your questions at any stage. First question I've got here is, can you give a company secretary on the payroll but not getting any pay the small benefit scheme? Now, that's a little bit confusing to me, like if they're on the payroll but not getting pay. Basically, you need to be getting paid something. You need to have what's known as Schedule E income in order to have a benefit here. So the key question is, are they employed? But if they're not getting any pay, are they getting any Schedule E income? Very hard to know. The bottom line is you've got to make a decision about whether they are an employee or not an employee. And I'm not sure legally if you're not paying someone if they're actually an employee. Second question, I bought gift cards in the last few years, but there have been issues with digital compatibility in the iPhone wallet as they won't save to wallet, and therefore I had to change to physical card. Has this issue been resolved? This there have been issues in the past, and there I guess will always be issues with different versions of the iPhone and then the app that is needed to download the Mastercard gift card. And it works for 99.9% of all iPhone users, but sometimes things can go wrong. Normally, and I'm not saying this is the case here, normally it's because the phone itself is a little bit older and doesn't support the app fully. But it can be the case that there can be issues now and then with the app, the Get My E gift card app, and sometimes those can be resolved very easily. Sometimes it's very complex. And our backup when that happens, and it doesn't happen very often, and it's happening less and less because the app is now 3, 4 years old, so it's much more mature technology. Our backup is if we can't replace that card for you, there's something that with the phone that just can't be resolved easily, then we'll offer you the chance of getting a physical card. So that's really our option of last resort, because basically, ultimately, we want you to have a card that you can go and spend. So there are less and less issues, but is it completely glitch free? I would have to say probably not, and that's just sort of being honest. Can it be paid in lieu of a bonus? Is this allowed? E.g., if Tom and Pat are in the same job, but Tom gets 500 and Pat gets 1,000 because Pat performed better over the year. So can you pay bonuses and even performance bonuses through the small benefit scheme and make them tax free? The answer is yes, but the bonus itself cannot be guaranteed. It cannot be part of your contractual remuneration because then it's deemed salary sacrifice and then that's not allowed. But if you have a discretionary bonus that people may get and also may not get, you can pay the first €1,500 of that bonus tax free. And because you can give 5 gift cards per year now, even if it's a quarterly bonus, you can pay you can pay it 4 different times, up to a cumulative total of €1,500 over the year, and it will all be tax free. You just need to do the return through ERR. But if it's salary sacrifice, then that's not allowed. So I have a small business. I pay my son €100 a month just to have him on the system as an employee, as he does my books for me. Would it be legal for me to issue him with €1,500? Yes. The answer is yes, you could do that. If there is no limit on how much you need to earn as an employee in order to get €1,500 tax free. There's no minimum, and there's no minimum as to how long you need to be employed for. The key thing is the person needs to be employed, getting paid, getting scheduled income in the sort of the PRSI system. And once that happens, then completely you have a PPS number, you can give them €1,500. That's right. That's okay. Sorry, I missed that part, but can we top up a physical card? No, neither the physical card nor the digital card can be topped up. They're single load, non-ATM cards. So you get a new physical card every year, or you get a new digital card every year. You can see all your cards. If it's a physical card, you can see it in your Get My Balance portal, and you can see all your cards and the balances and transactions for each. You can't merge them, but you can see all the transactions from each one. The same with digital. You get a new digital card every year. You can see it in the app. You can switch between different cards, and you can see the balance and transactions, but you can't top them up. Wish to order digital cards, but not provide to employees until December. Is that possible, or are cards automatically emailed to employees once ordered? So how it works for digital is that you order the cards with the spreadsheet, you upload them. We send you an invoice. And when that invoice is paid, the money gets automatically allocated to your order. And within 24 hours, the digital cards will be emailed out to the individuals. So you have a little bit of control on it in the sense that you can order them in November, and when you pay the bill, then within 24 hours, your cards should get dispatched by email. And that's probably the way to do it. We encourage all companies to make sure they have their orders placed and paid for before the 10th of December, because after the 10th of December, it's very, very busy. A huge number of last minute orders. And what happens is your order will go through and will get dispatched. But if there are any follow-up issues from either the company or clients or the employees, they will find it difficult to get through and get those answers resolved. So it is far better to have it all done and dusted before the 10th of December. And if you're a large company, we're encouraging everyone to have their order completed by the 1st of December. And in that way, you'll get much better service, and any follow-up queries that are there can get resolved quickly. So are there ongoing costs for the cards if they're not spent within a certain period of time? Yes, there's a €3 maintenance fee per month, which kicks in after 12 months if there's a balance left on either the digital or physical card. So that's €3 per month after 12 months. And that's how we pay the bills and keep the lights on. Will you be releasing Christmas order cutoff lead times, please? Yes, we will. We actually have those available now. So we'll send that out as part of this, the follow-up to this. You'll get an email tomorrow, and we'll include that on the information from the presentation today. Is there a fee taken from once the card is activated or not used? Yeah, that's after 12 months. What information do you need from the company in order for the account to be set up and clear your security requirements? Well, in the first instance, nothing. So you place your order on our website. We do the security checks on you, on your company. It's know your business in the background. And only if we cannot verify your company based on the systems that we have in the background and the sort of information we can find out about you, only in that case will we need to contact you and ask for maybe more specific information. But generally speaking, you won't need to provide us with any additional information other than your company registration number and your address, which you're going to provide anyway as part of the order form on our website. And we have introduced a new security system this year, and we have back-filled or back-approved all of our clients that have placed orders with us in the last 12 months have been checked in the background, or in certain cases we've reached out to them already, and they've already all been pre-approved. So only new companies, new clients that come on board now, we will have to do this process for between now and the end of the year. We have difficulty getting our head office to set you up as a regular supplier, as the bank details seems to change on all orders. So we have a system where every client, when we set them up on the Mastercard system, is given an individual IBAN, and that IBAN is either a German or Danish IBAN number, and you pay your bill into that IBAN. That IBAN is unique to you in our system, which means that any payments into it gets associated with your company or your business account in our system, and so the funds can only be loaded on cards that you order. So it is a security thing. But I agree, in the last number of years, IBANs have changed. There's been the introduction of some Danish as well as German IBANs, and that has caused a bit of confusion. This is not our making, but it is our problem, because this has just happened from the sort of Mastercard and issuer side of things. We don't have any control over it, and IBANs then have changed in that one order might have had a German IBAN in the past, and now it has a Danish IBAN. I apologize if it does cause issues. There's not much we can do about it, but they don't change for every order. In fact, they should not change after you've done one order. So just check the IBAN at the bottom of the invoice that is sent to you, and it should not change. It should not change. It certainly doesn't change every time, and it shouldn't really have changed since last year. At this stage, there was a change. That change with Danish IBANs happened a year ago. So I'm hoping that this year there'll be less issues with that. But my apologies. That is confusing and annoying for people. We run in-house competitions for staff with gift cards of €30. Can we pre-order AllGo cards with no employee details on them in advance of the competitions? Unfortunately not. All gift cards now, especially all Mastercard gift cards, are subject to some very, very strict regulations, and anonymous gift cards are just not allowed anymore for Mastercard and for most e-money licensed cards. And that's an EU directive that's slowly been rolled out. So no, definitely not. But we do have allgifts.ie, which is a non-e-money product. It's a different website. You can buy vouchers there instantly. You can, without names on them, you can even open an account and download vouchers as you need them. And they can be given to employees and then spent on allgifts.ie and redeemed against a very, very large number of retailer gift cards and e-codes and Amazon, Tesco, all of that sort of thing. It is a closed loop product, but it is more suitable for competitions like you're describing here, because you can just load up on credit and then issue vouchers as you need them or download them as codes and not have names associated with them. And that works because, like I said, it's not an e-money product. For MasterCard, there's no way you'd be able to do that with us or with anyone else. Staff had a little tricky to check their AllGo balances last year. Is there a quick way to do this? Okay, I'm not sure. Is there a quick way to do this? If they have physical cards, they have to activate their cards on the portal on our website. And once they do that, that's where their cards will reside, and that's where they'll be able to see all the balances and transactions. There's no other quick way to do that. You have to log in to do it. You can ring us, but then you have to go through, the security check to make sure that we're talking to the actual card holder. So it's quicker to do it online. And if you have digital, you can check the balance and transactions on the app that is automatically downloaded once you receive the email with the link to the digital MasterCard. So really, that's how you do it. It's online, and I'm not sure why there's been issues with it. There shouldn't be. Those portals are being sort of made more user friendly all the time, and this year they should be easier to use than last year. €500 the max you can load per card. Can a physical card not be added to Google Pay? So €500, €1,500 is the max you can load per card and still be compatible with the small benefit scheme. So €1,500 can be loaded on your digital or physical card. Physical cards cannot be added to Google Pay or Apple Pay, only the digital plus version. Physical cards can be swiped in store, or they can be used online. So you can use the numbers online as long as you've registered for 3D Secure when you're activating your cards or in your physical card portal. But they can't be added to Google Pay and Apple Pay. Be nice if they could. That's functionality that is not available at the moment, and I don't have a date when it may be in the future. My card has been refused by outlets that accept MasterCard. Is that a refusal by the supplier or their bank? So there are a small number of outlets that can't process MasterCard prepaid cards. They tend to fall into two types. Some garages, they have quite complicated POS systems, and some mobile phone shops have blanket rules against prepaid cards because of fraud. Apart from that, they should work everywhere else. Physical cards are swipe and sign, so you don't need or add a pin in, and you swipe them on through the swipe on the side of the card machine. The biggest problem we've come across in the past is that shop assistants may not be aware of AllGo Mastercard, and when somebody presents the card and asks, do you accept this? They incorrectly can say, no, I don't think we do, when in fact they do. And sometimes when you swipe a card through the POS system, the shop assistant has to click an authorize button on their side for the transaction to go through, and sometimes shop assistants don't know how to do that either. So most of the time, it's an issue with the shop assistant working the system more than the bank or the supplier. The only other thing that causes decline is, of course, if you don't have enough of a balance on your card for the whole transaction, and it can't be split. So those are typically the issues that go wrong with it. I hope that helps answer that question. So if someone is working for two companies, can they get 1,500 euros from each company on a reward card? So that's a very good question. In the past, yes, absolutely. With enhanced revenue reporting, that will be reported into revenue. And I wonder in the future, will they somehow try to eliminate that? Because uh, two employers may not be aware of the fact that they have an employee that works for both companies, but the employee will have one PPS number. So that's a bit of a gray area, to be quite honest with you. It's probably against the spirit of the thing. At the moment, though, revenue have not made any clarification either way about that. So you can do it. Um, for now, I would say, but in the future, there may be some details about not doing that. Um, if employee leaves the company and returned but received 1,500 euros when they left, are they still if restated on payroll? Well, very simply, the person receiving the card needs to be an employee of the company on the date that the benefit is given. Otherwise, you're giving a gift to somebody that's not an employee, which is a different set of rules, but it wouldn't be small benefit. But so they need to be an employee on the date they receive the benefit. What plans do you have to make the digital card more effective? There are significant issues with the with Apple Pay. AllGo told me it is a 3D secure issue. Yeah. Oh, what can I tell you? We're the technology, the app is not ours. We're working quite hard with the bank EML Money DAC to improve that the app and the issues that are there that crop up every so often. Believe me when I tell you that we're pushing very hard. But like dealing with any bank, it can be slow to make things work as well as we think they should. So the app is improving all the time, and any issues that occur, we try to resolve. Um, but I can't change the app that's there at the moment. If there are issues, it's something we just have to work with and try to do our best for our clients with. Can we order a batch of cards to as give out as and when required, or do you require the name of the recipient? Yes, we require the name of the recipient. You can't have a blank anonymous card sitting there. Can part-time employees get the full 1,500? Yes, as long as they're employed, they can, absolutely. Does the gift card work anywhere? Yes, the Mastercard gift card works anywhere that accepts Mastercard, with a few very small exceptions in some petrol stations and some mobile phone shops. You can use it in store, online, or abroad. Physical cards can be tapped. With the physical card, can that be tapped? No, it's a swipe only. Most shops don't know how to swipe. Yeah, I found. Yeah, that is the issue that we discussed earlier on. Shop assistants are not always aware of the swipe function on cards on card machines, but there's always a swipe function there, and sometimes the shop assistant needs to press authorize in the background. Can I use the card online? Yes, absolutely you can. But before you use it online, you need to go into to the portal where you've activated the card and enable 3D secure. So that gives that extra security when you're spending online to verify that you are the card holder. Trying to get the balance on cards is hard. Have you any app that can go quickly check the balance on a card? Thanks. The app is for digital cards. That's fairly quick. You can go into that and get your balance pretty quickly. You just swipe over to the card and click on it, and you get your balance. For physical cards, you do need to log into get my balance allgo.getmybalance.com. There will be actually a big update on that portal on the 10th of October. So we're hoping that it'll make it just a little bit more intuitive and easier both to open an account and also to access the account and get your balance quickly. So check that back from the 10th of October. Can the physical card be used for online purchases? Yes, it can. If you register it for 3D Secure. If you work at two different companies, that's that funny one. Actually, it's also, there's a lot of people who do work for two companies. And like I said, at the moment, it's the company that can give out the 1,500 euro, but it's limited to 1,500 euro per employee. it doesn't quite specify whether that's per employee for each company. I think you can do it right now because there's nothing that says you can't, but I think in the future that will be a loophole that somehow they'll close because of ERR. How soon can we submit an order? You can submit an order today. You know, people are ordering all the time. Sooner the better. Definitely order before the 10th of December. Do not order after 10th of December unless you really have to, because the service level would not be as good. If your part-time employee also works from somewhere else, can they receive a gift from both employers? That's the same question again. Yes, they can for now, but I don't think in the future they will be able to. Are there any transaction fees? You pay a fee, you pay an order charge based on the number of the total value of the cards that you're ordering, and transaction fees. You don't pay transaction fees when you use the card. There's a €3 per month maintenance fee after 12 months. If a voucher is issued in December 2025, only for 2025. Is a voucher issued in December 25 only for, i.e. €15 per calendar year? You can order up to 5 cards, up to a total of €1,500 per employee. Is there a portal to create reports of orders or keep track? No, not a portal for employers to keep track of the orders they've placed. I'm afraid not. On the IBAN issue, I'm part of a company with different franchises, so each store has to go through the process of getting approved as a supplier rather than being approved as a supplier for all stores. Yes, it depends on who's paying. If each account, so if you're one company and you're ordering for across a range of stores, but it's all been paid for by a single legal entity, then that entity would get a single account. They get approved once, and they would have one IBAN. But if every store is its own business entity and they want to pay for the cards themselves, then each store would have its own IBAN and would be approved separately. Do you still have to submit ERR with all gifts.ie cards? Yes, ERR is enhanced revenue reporting, and it applies to lots of different types of expenses, including small benefit scheme, which is any gift card you give to an employee. Card is showing only one transaction, but there were several. Why is this? I have no idea, but we will definitely look into that if you contact us through the allgogiftcard.com website and find out what the problem there is. Portal to check the balance isn't user-friendly. I couldn't agree with you more. Let's hope after 10th of December, it is a little bit more user-friendly. I think it will be. And like I said, we're working hard with the EML Money DAC to improve the usability and functionality of all of their apps and portals that we then, that our clients then use. How far in advance do you need to submit the ERR before giving them to employees? Strictly speaking, you need to do that prior to the date that you give the gift card to employees. So it could be the day before. We're hoping that after the budget this year, there'll be an announcement to change that. It'll be a lot better. For query transactions, greater than 90 days. Oh, hello, gift card. I'm not sure what that question is. It does not show all transactions. Why is it necessary to call? So yes, you can get transactions on the portal only up to 90 days retrospectively, and then you need to call us or contact us to get the rest. Why is that? Why is that the case? I don't know. It's not great, is it? You should be able to go in and get all of your transactions. Again, that's something that we're working with EML Money DAC on, but it's not something they're going to be able to release this year. I know. So apologies for that. Any plans in the future to be able to top up cards? No, absolutely not. The regulations concerning gift cards that are single load are strenuous enough. If you went for top up cards, you're getting minted banking apps, and the complications to do with that are pretty onerous. So we've no plans to do that, no. So last two, can you get a refund on the card if the employee leaves between ordering and issuing? Yes, you can. There's a full set of refund policies, procedures, and costs on our website. We do have employees that do just leave despite the fact that they should work notice period. Yeah. So we come across that all the time, and we can refund cards back into your client wallet, or we can even refund them back to your bank balance. But there is a 10 or 20 euro charge to do that because it is a very manual process for us. But bottom line is, yes, we can do it. How do I see my card number on a digital card? I can only see the last 4 digits. I don't know that. I thought that when you go in to the Get My E-Card app, you can actually see all of the digits on your cards. In fact, I'm pretty sure you should be able to do that. And I'm pretty sure there's a video on our website that shows how that works. If I'm wrong, please email me, Gary at allgogiftcard.com, and I'll personally find out how to do it. So that concludes all of the 42 questions that have been asked. I hope that was of interest to people and that you got something out of it. We're on 51 minutes, and unless there's anything else, I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone for attending today. We will be sending out an email tomorrow with the recording of this webinar and also links to download our small benefit scheme guide and our MasterCard gift card brochure. And we, like I said, the website now has been optimized for queries with our AI chatbot. There's a lot of information there. Use the chatbot to get answers. It's very user friendly. And we will also be having further webinars in the next number of months. So look out for that. Sorry, somebody's raised their hand, but I can't actually find figure out how that raise hand. I think that's just a mistake. So yes, thanks very much for your time today. Look forward to seeing you hopefully at one of our next webinars. And I hope that you do use the full small benefit scheme this year and give consideration to AllGo Mastercard as a good option for business gift cards on the scheme. So thanks very much.